He is the favorite. How about that? Jeez, he is the favorite. Brian is the underdog, but he is close. 150. He has put up a title fight, which is funny because Brian does not have a win. He doesn't even have a second place. He has 3 podiums, but his consistency has put him up to P2, and he's not even that far out. No DNF yet. No non-scoring yet. There is always a chance for it to be a first. Let's move back to the chat. I've been reading the constructors for a while. So, we are in Hungary. It is known as Monaco without walls, meaning every overtaking here is more like a terrorist attack on the other person. Let me see if my hub works, if it's still broken. Dang, that's tragic, it's still broken. That was fun when it lasted. Anyways, we can close that, I guess. No need for that anymore. Moving back here. Okay, so. Actually, wait, it's possible I'm just stupid. I'm not running the right hub. Let me see. Ignore that initializing. Let's open the track map. I want to see who's out first, because there's probably a Wizzy. A Wizzy is in the Ferrari. A Wizzy is in fact out first. He is running a special helmet. It's actually purple. He is running the Grimace Shake helmet. If you know what the Grimace Shake is, too bad. It is an amazing American drink. One second. Sorry, I think I fixed it actually. Okay, so we're gonna be going Drew Wizzy's first run, and I did fix it. It was on the wrong game. So we have a Wizzy doing his run now. Yellow sector 1. It is his only first sector. He is attacking the corners, as we can see. Just close that, close that, close. Okay, boom. I do not have Genshin. I would never have Genshin. Can't make me get Genshin. Anyways. We're going to come across the line now with the sole Ferrari on the grid. A Wizzy crosses the line with a 118.5. Purple sector 3. He's going to be followed by the kick sauber of Riley. Riley's going to finish. No, I was completely off. Riley's just doing his outlap now. Forgive me. Emmanuel in the second Mercedes goes P1 for 117. Starnick for 118 beats him by only a tenth. Maxpert gets a 116.4. The first one to break into 16s. Wizzy's correcting me, saying it was all purple. My fault. My software lied to me. It does that often. Shinx moves up to P2. Shinx has had a string of bad luck so far in the races. I can't really blame him for anything. It just seems like he just gets really unlucky with contact. Hopefully this is the race to beat it. He's for sure capable of getting a podium. He's currently P2. He is far down from Maxpert. Maxpert put it on pole with a very comfortable 116.4. 9/10 up from P2. Where is the V-Carb hero of Brian? Brian's currently P12. He is coming... excuse me. He is finishing his lap now, I'm pretty sure. This might be his out lap. We'll have to see until he crosses the line. He's wearing the pink livery on his V-Carb. Brian's going to cross the line now, putting it P6 with a 117.9. Barely breaks into the 117s, puts him P6 on the grid, third row. His teammate Arc P11 for 120. As you might know, there was no tier 1 race. They keep getting cancelled, so I can't race, so this is my entertainment. Arc is running a different livery. He's running the Silverstone, I'm pretty sure. The V-Carb Silverstone Art livery. I think it's alright. That's the majority of qualifying now, so let's start talking. Maxpert had a great Canadian drive. I believe he had a really poor qualifying. It was like P11. Drove up to the top 3. Was pretty convincingly gonna be on the podium. And then he had horrible luck with contact, dropping him near the back. Trip needs an invite. I got you. Do. Oh, I'm stupid, my fault. But I always forget to click it. There you go. 2 invites trip. Okay, so Maxpert sadly did not finish on the podium. I think he finished like P9. Currently, though, he is on provisional pole as Formula Kyle spins out in turn 9, completely losing the rear, trying his best not to gain damage. He is currently P2, trying his best to get on pole. He's a 10th.5 down from provisional pole by Maxpert. This might be Maxpert's race to win. Maxpert is trying his best to win the race, as he knows it is possible to win the championship right here. Anything could happen. Riley in P3. Riley is a fast driver. He does have some contact issues, but he has pace, capable of getting on the podium, capable of winning a race. Currently he's in the pits, but he has qualified on the second row, P3. Shinks, the newcomer, P4. Emmanuel, the late arrival. He shows up when he wants to show up, but he's here now, putting it at P5 to help his Mercedes teammate. Benclip, P6. Brian, our only championship competitor, P6. P7, sorry. Marshaller, P8. Marshaller is a Williams driver who's been here for the last 2 seasons? He's been here a while. And he has been getting better. Every season, he increases his qualifying and race performance. If I had to give him one thing, he is probably the definition of keep your head down and race. He can have a rear wing damage and front wing damage, and he will still finish the race P6 for some reason. He's just very, I guess, passive in handling the car when it's completely undrivable. Xenofy, P9 in the McLaren. P5 now. We have Starnik, P10. Starnik, Juan, and Baku. He was up for a podium in Canada and had a crash at the final corner of the final lap after contact to the rear. I do not know what was made of that decision. I'm not really, I don't steward that much now because I have things to do. A Wizzy, P11. Arc, P12 in the pits. And Trip with 0 lap time. I believe he did have connection issues. Hopefully he's back. Let me check down again about him. I don't know if he left again. Well, that was an overview. We're going to go back to watching a driver. I believe our first driver, Emmanuel, is pushing. He has 2 green sectors. He's on the soft tires, of course. He is going to improve and might be a considerable improvement. Up to P4 goes Emmanuel. 1 position down from his teammate, second row qualifying. Riley is going to end his lap 5/10 down from his last time. Is he going to push again? A little bit of correction to the first corner. Let's go down to the blue car. Crossing the line now, it is Brian. I believe these are all outlaps. I think I'm being dramatic over outlaps. So forgive me. Looking back at the order, I believe Brian has validated his lap. We'll keep waiting. Need to find a driver who's pushing. Let's check on the Ferrari. Aston Martin crosses the line. A qualifying session, to be fair. Golden Callum glazes Marshall in the shot. One thing is difficult, it's always difficult to find a driver who's actually pushing, and Emmanuel goes into the wall and is out of qualifying. He qualified P6. At the same time, he's pushed down two positions as Shanks and Benclip improve. Emmanuel's in the wall and out of the qualifying session. There's no red flag, as this is the game. A good qualifying session by the second Mercedes ends by hitting the wall. Brian has an invalidated lap, so when he crosses the line with a purple sector 3, is not going to count. Kyle retakes pole with a 115.7. Kyle is back on pole position, almost 7/10 up on Maxpert. Riley is more than a second. Less than a second. Riley is 7/10 down on Riley. Shinks is 3/10 down. Marshaller puts a P5 with a very impressive 117.09, only 3 thousandths faster than Ben. One thing that's surprising is that Ark has been in the pit for the majority of the qualifying session. He qualified, did one lap, went into the pit. I think he actually did it second lap because he has a better lap time from earlier, but he's still in the pit. There is 6 minutes remaining, so he might be waiting for a last lap. Wizzy's P12, also in the pits. Brian had an invalidated lap time. There's a lot of good drivers at the bottom of the grid right now. Either in the pits, had invalid lap times, or just didn't really have the pace to match. There's also a lot of good drivers today, which makes sense. Going to say Kyle's 15.7 is impressive. It is a very fast lap time. He is 7/10 up on Maxpert. Maxpert had an opportunity to be on pole and challenge for the win. Now he's down in P2, and he has to find 7/10 in a qualifying lap. That is a tough ask. However, Kyle found a 7/10. He found a whole second and a half on Maxpert. So if Kyle can find the time, Maxpert might be able to compete. I think the more entertaining fight is the fight for P3 on the grid. We have Riley and Shinks, who are only 3/10 apart. Then we have Marshaller and Ben, who are only about 5/10 off. Emmanuel would have been fighting, but he's already out. Starnick, Brian, and Ark are all capable of getting a lap time around this time, which might make them competitive. It might be a maybe. Don't know yet. Hungary is a very iffy track. You can be fast and just not like Hungary. You can be slow and you just really like Hungary. It's a very specific track. I'll give it that. We are currently watching the first driver out on his out lap. It's going to be Benclip. I believe Benclip crashed in Canada in the middle of the race. Didn't give him that much screen time, so let's give him a little screen time. Let's give him a little love. He's currently in P6 in the Haas. I need to get some Benclip information here. This is my recon. He is currently our second Haas driver. He is also a Trip. Trip is currently P10. We're gonna follow Benclip, drew out his lap. A little bit of overcorrection into the first corner. Keeps it within track limits. Down into turn 2. I can't count. Sticks with the apex. Goes a little wide. Actually not wide at all. Doing his best to take the corners as well as he can, stay out the grass. The tricky turn 4. It is possible to go flat out in turn 4. Is it viable as it has a high risk? Maybe. The chicane of turn 7 and 8 down to turn 9. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Turn 8. Now turn 9. It is not a slow lap at all. He is 7/10 off Kyle. That is actually a great time. The track is evolving. You can tell Ben Clip is catching up. Can he maintain that gap? Can he decrease the gap, actually? Across the final corner he goes. Ben Clip in P6 is going to improve up to P4 for 116.8. Ben Clip is the first driver to improve. We're going to follow a Wizzy next in P12. Around the final, into the pits. Forgive me, he's in the pits. There's 2 minutes remaining. Is that enough time to get another lap in? He's in the pits now. I believe cars are leaving the pit lane. Who is this driving now? It's Brian. Brian's coming across the final sector now. He has 2 greens. He has improved. No purples. Is it going to be enough to put him in the top 5? He needs to get points. Across the final corner now. 2 greens are going to cross the line now. Brian puts a P4, knocking Ben down to P5. The next car following is going to be the Haas or Trip. Can he mimic his Haas teammate? He's in the purple Suzuka livery. The pink, I can't count, jeez. Whoa, that was weird. He's in the pink Suzuka livery. Across the final corner now, he has 2 greens. He is improving. Is it going to be the same improvement as his teammate? He's going to cross the line up to P9. The Alpine behind the Starnick. Starnick is a race winner, but he's doing his lap now. Got too excited. Shinks is behind. I think Shinks is also just starting his lap. I can't tell. It's kind of hard to tell, I'm not going to lie to you. Who's this car now across the final corner? Marshaller is doing an outlap. Maxpert doing an outlap. Brian. Is Arc doing a lap? Arc is doing an outlap as well. Honestly, everyone's doing an outlap. Thank you for all doing it at the same time, I guess. Let's go back to following our first drive, who's probably going to finish an outlap first. He's on push lap. Might be Maxpert. Might be Riley. Brian goes a little wide. Is Brian staying out for another lap? That's on the pit. Trip goes into the pits. Starnick is going to be the first to finish. Get the Starnick, get the Starnick. There you go. Here you see Starnick come across the final corner. He took the corner perfectly, crosses the line, but it's only P10 for Starnick. Shinks is going to cross behind him, only P6, no improvement for Shinks. The Ferrari of a Wizzy also crosses, P12, no improvement. The Haas goes into the pits. Now qualifying is over. Maxpert puts it back on pole position of a 115.6. Can Kyle improve? He only needs to improve by 1/10 to beat the time. 2 purple sectors across the final corner. Kyle is looking to take pole back. He's going to cross the line now to take provisional pole by 0.4 of a second. Kyle is back on top. Maxpert P2, Riley P3, Brian, his competition P4, not too far back, but it is a detriment. Ben Clip with his impressive Haas lap, P5, Shinks P6, Marshall puts a P7, the McLaren puts a P8. The teammate who was a P4 at one point, down in P9 after crashing, Trip P10, Starnick is going to come across the line now. Is there going to be improvement? No improvement. P11, and Wizzy has an invalid lap, putting him P12. Art is P13. He's already finished. And qualifying has ended. We should have a long race ahead of us. Here's our qualifying order. Kyle is on pole. I already said everything, so I'm not going to repeat myself. A good qualifying from Kyle and a good attempt from Maxpert. There's going to be a 5-minute break. So we're starting at 30. At 30. Wherever you are, ignore the hour. Start at 30. Maxpert is surprised by the quality time. 4/10 is the gap to P1. And even then, P2 still has an almost second gap to P3. Kyle is running Monaco, a Monaco spec downforce. Leah Plays makes a appearance. Hello, Leah Plays. She is supporting Williams' teammate, Marshaller. Marshaller put a P7, a very impressive P7 for Marshaller. I will say, if things go to absolute chaos, if I had to bet on one driver to get a podium in the chaos, it's probably going to be Marshaller. Car got me on fire, I'll still bet on Marshaller. It looks to be sunny. I don't think it's gonna rain. I don't have any information regarding what's it called? Weather. So hopefully hopefully it's dry. That sucks. A full wet race is boring. A full dry race is boring. A race that has wets and dries is an interesting race. But we can't always have that. So, whatever. Gotta have, an ideal race. Dry, wets, dry, with at least one safety car. That's an ideal race, in my opinion. You know what? Throw a red flag in there, and boom. Yes, I do. I like chaos. Chaos is fun. It's fun for people who are not having chaotic moments. We have 2 minutes remaining. Oh, I have to look at Kyle's special helmet. I saw a Wizzy's. It has a very purple grimace look, but I did not see Kyle's. I'll check Kyle's out after the race formation lap. Who is my driver to win this race? I don't know. See, Kyle has like the advantage because he's on pole and clearly has the pace. But for some reason, I want to do like a gamble that Max Burt wins. I think Max Burt wins the race. I don't care. It's purple. Purple. I like purple. Anyways. Dang, that's a long minute, jeez. Purple. It's purple. One minute remaining. Yeah, so if I'm gonna bet, I'm gonna draw a wild card. Max Burt wins the race. Kyle finishes P3. I think something happens with traffic. Oh wait, wait, is traffic? No, traffic's ghosting. I forgot. Something happens on a pit stop. 1 minute left. We start at 30. So at 30, and you can ready up. I don't really care who it is. Just ready up. Do I have a surprise podium by Shanks? Yeah. Max Burt wins the race. Kyle P3, Shanks P2. That's my bet. I bet Starnick's car. Starnick seems like he drives like a Ford Fiesta. Yeah. I think I'll go for Ford Fiesta. Actually, no. Starnick drives like, I don't know, actually. Don't know. No, Suzuki. Starnick drives a Suzuki. Yeah, I'm confident. Moving on to the race. I need to stop slandering Starnick. I'm sorry. We have a formation lap now. It is going to be, I believe, a 25 lap race. I forget how long this race is. It's a pretty long race, honestly. No grid punishments, penalties. Let's check the tires. Straight mediums and 3 hards. So the people on the hards are going to go long. I think the people on the mediums want to get off the mediums as soon as possible. I think the one stop is possible. I actually do not know the tire deg around Hungary. I think I raced it like twice in my entire life in like an actual like competitive race. I think you put mediums on, hope for a safety car, put on hards, and then pit for another set of hards later. So you go double hards for like an actual race stint. I think hards are more reasonable. Oh, here we go. It's 29 laps. Or wait, I have no clue what this is. I think it's 29 laps. A number of laps is a number of laps, yes. I think the hard tires are the better tires. I'm winning the bet on that. I think Trip, Starnick, and Awizzy prove that the hards are better by at least 2 of them going up to like P6 at some point. Just like absolutely destroying people in lap time, and then people are going to start pitting for hards. And it's going to be a competition of who can run the most hard laps without compromising the race. But we'll see. Kyle is lining up now. He gets a good grid position. Does anyone get disqualified? Are we going to bully anyone? No one gets disqualified. Oh, wait, there's still a car. No one. Oh, 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 oh. No one gets disqualified. There you go. There is no shot you can take hards from lap 2. I'm going to ignore Golden Racing League, Golden Callum. Never let that guy touch my tires. And we are off. Everyone goes immediately for some reason. Let's check the leader. I can't see the leader. I think Maxpert might get ahead. No, he's not. Kyle's still in P1. Down the inside goes Maxpert to take his position. Oh, Kyle gets a oversteer and loses time. Maxpert's going to be on the inside. Is it going to be enough? It's not enough. And there is for sure chaos behind as the Arc, the Williams of Arc is already up 7 positions. That does not happen normally. Shinx is down to P13. No damage to the car. Shinx just gets unlucky. I'm just saying. We can now check positions moved. 6 for Arc. 3 for Emmanuel, 1 the Ben clip. Starner gets 1 position. Awizzy gets 4. Shinx down 7. Marshaller down 4. And Trip down 2. There had to have been contact lap 1. Turn 1. That does not happen naturally. Back. My prediction does not seem that correct as only Awizzy's up on the hards. But we'll see. It's only lap 1. People are saying Kyle already won. It is possible. Maxpert's best chance to win the race was in turn 1, but you never know. DRS might help him out. The Red Bull spun. That's what I'm being told. Now, did he spin by himself? Was he tapped from the back? We are going to have to see. We are currently in a train. It is a very common formation in Formula 1. It's when multiple cars can't overtake the car ahead. Let's see our biggest gap. So gap number 1 forming is Marshaller to Starnick. That's only a little gap, nothing crazy. Maxpert is already gapping Riley, but Riley is gapping Ben, and Ben is leading the next train. There's a little gap to Emmanuel. Nothing crazy. The gaps are kind of small. I think the biggest actual gap is Maxpert to Riley and Riley to Ben clip. That's the only gap I'll consider a gap. Kyle takes an actual fastest lap of a 119. Maxpert is only 8/10 down. He is within the DRS. Not yet, though. Riley, 2 seconds down. However, he has another second and a half to Ben Clip, who is fighting Brian for the podium position. Does not seem as if any car has damage. Marshaller's gap ahead is increasing to Starnick. So, great launch from Arc. Arc moves up to P7, 1 position off his teammate. I believe Brian's also up a position. I forgot. No, he's down a position. Brian qualified P4, I'm pretty sure. Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. They're running different liveries. Very sad. I like the symmetry. Kyle gets the second he needs. Kyle is no longer within DRS range, meaning he no longer has to defend too hard against Maxpert. Maxpert trying his best to keep up. Riley, 2 seconds down. Ben Clip is still a second down. The car behind goes wide. Is Brian going to send it down the inside? It is a very difficult track to overtake on. It's pretty much only one overtaking opportunity when you're both on fair tires, which is the main straight. Or if you're like defending on old tires, it is possible, but is honestly pretty impossible. As you're seeing right now, Brian is half a second off Ben, and there's no opportunity to overtake besides the main straight. The cars never get close enough. So Brian has to do his best to have a generational Sector 3 in hopes that he's close enough on the main straight to dive bomb down the inside to take P3. Sorry, it's P4, not even P3. It's P4. It is possible. Brian is significantly closer to Ben Clip now, but is it going to be enough on the main straight? Looking at the track map now, there are bigger gaps. Jinx with his first warning. He's up to P10, but he has a penalty now. Let's watch the actual action. Brian has the DRS. He has the slipstream on Ben. He's going to be on the outside line. Is he going to send it down the inside? He's close, but it's not enough. He has DRS again. However, he had a bad exit, and it's not enough. He has to wait till the next lap. It's 35 laps of Hungary. Oh my gosh, that was 29. Jeez. Golden Callum is saying he wants to have custom lap amounts per races. He would just do probably like 400 laps around Monaco. Oh, he made that joke already. I'm stupid. Never mind. Yeah, he would do that for sure. Not gonna lie, Callum did like a wet Monaco for like season 2. Probably the most fun I've ever had in a race though. That was actually like fire. So let's watch back to all this action. This is full of action, right? You see all that action? We see Kyle leading the race, and Maxpert following, and Riley following, and Ben following, and Brian, guess what? He's following. Emmanuel is P6, Awizzy's P7. Arc, I think, lost his P7 to Awizzy. He's on the hard tires by lap 6, so it happens. This is where the hards are gonna shine. By lap 7, 6, and 8, the hards start becoming the superior tire. So let's see if they start becoming better. However, it seems like the McLaren and the Alpine are not improving that much. We just saw Arc physically go off track a little bit and he gets his penalty, so we saw that live. You can also tell how unforgiving the game is with the track limits. 3 Drivers now have track limits. Shinks, Owizzy, and Riley. 3 seconds each. The strategy is going to make this race. You are not overtaking around Hungary. You are going to gain positions by either doing an amazing strategy or by defending for your life. So, who is going to do it first? We went from 21 people to 11, so I guess people already lost interest, which is fair. It is Hungary. I kind of suck, so, you know. Trimp is the first one to pit, off the mediums for hard tires. He's coming out the pit lane now. He has the hard tires now. Let's see if he's going to do anything about it. Kyle has a 5-second lead. Maxpert has a 5-second gap. And Brian is 3 seconds down from Riley. Brian is being chased by Ben Clip and Emmanuel. Riley got the gap. Oh wait, Brian got Ben. Oh my gosh, I haven't noticed that. Tripp gets his first time penalty, making it 4 drivers. In a yellow sector, as it seems like Shinks drops 2 positions. No safety car just yet. There's going to be contact between Brian and Ben Clip. They are side by side into turn 1. Brian gets the better exit. Ben Clip has the DRS down the inside, clipping the front wing of the car behind. Ben does not seem to have damage. Actually, Ben does not have his data on. I cannot tell. He might have damage. But these are probably the only 2 people fighting in the entire race. So we're going to keep watching them. Emmanuel is right behind. He is waiting for action. He could take something. I like how whenever anything happens, the views spike, but I don't know how they can tell. Like, I don't know if I'm tripping or not. Like, there's no way they know action happens and they leave and then come back. But whatever. Ben is fighting for P4. Emmanuel is staying behind P6, making sure he waits for the right time. We're going to have another opportunity. Ben is 5/10 down. He has to send it. 7/10 now onto the final corner, onto the main straight. He has DRS. Is Brian going to send it? He has to blast ERS. Not enough to send it just yet. He has to go around the first corner. Can he send it on the second straight? He has to be really close to send it. Not close enough just yet. Has to wait again. And that's the beauty of Hungary. You have to literally wait the entire lap to do it again. Tripp is on softs. What? Did he pit again? It's been 10 laps already? It's the fastest 10 laps I've ever seen. Jeez. Nothing happened in those 10 laps. So let's go back to insulting Golden Callum. He said you should start on softs and wait for a safety car. Now let's pretend you followed Callum's strategy and you went on softs. You would have done 9 laps of softs by now. And you would not have got a safety car. Now, to be fair to Callum, you might have made 3 positions into turn 1, right? So let's say you qualified P9. You're now P6, right? But now you're the slowest driver on the track. And if you're somehow able to stay ahead, you would have had led a train probably 10 seconds. Emmanuel takes Ben onto the final corner, actually. Oh, Ben's in the pits. Never mind, I'm dramatic. Ben's in the pits for the first pit stop on the front runners, taking the hard tires. So, Ben His undercut is trying to undercut. Maxbert gets the penalty. Meaning Maxbert is now unable to win the race in P1. He has to win the race. Sorry, forgive me. He has to win the race in P1 by a 3-second gap, which is significantly harder than his winning for P1, which is already hard. The double 3-second gap, the double 3-second penalties, though, give Brian an amazing opportunity to get on the podium. Marshall retires. What the heck? Marshall retires from the session, and a full course safety car comes out. This is going to ruin Ben, who just pit. Kyle goes into the pits now. Any driver who pit just got their strategy ruined. I think this honestly helped out Tripp. I'm not going to lie to you, Tripp. Your strategy, though, kind of sucked. So, you have a second chance now. Don't go on softs. This saved you. Let's congratulate. Marshall's out the race. Everyone goes into the pit lanes. This is the perfect opportunity to pit. Is Ark going to be held up by his teammate? I think he's the only driver within the gap. His teammate's in the pits, but he leaves at the perfect moment. He's only held up by like half a second. Nothing to scoff at. With Emmanuel held up. Emmanuel's still P6. Ark still comes out behind Ben. So Ben was able to take the position back. Which I'm surprised, because that means Ben was far enough up the road to not get an undercut by the safety car. Ark goes on the hard tires. Riley gets another penalty. Now, as you can tell by looking at this grid, someone didn't pit. Starnick in P4 is still on his 10-lap-old hard tires. Now, Starnick was able to win a race in Baku by playing the safety car game correctly. And I do see the vision. I just don't think it's going to work here. But we'll see. The biggest disadvantage is that when multiple safety cars happen, you keep ruining your tires by pinning onto new tires, and then you have no fresh tires for the last set, right? So Starnick didn't pit, so Starnick now has an extra set of race tires that everyone else doesn't have, but it might not even be viable if he doesn't get the chance to use it, but we'll see. So that's weird occurrence number 1. Starnick did not pit. Weird occurrence number 2. Emmanuel's on soft tires. Now, I believe the assumption is a safety car is going to come out within the next 5 laps of the end of the safety car. So that way he can not waste a set of tires. However, he's on the Golden Catalyst strategy, and I do not believe in that strategy. Ideally, whoever started on mediums, I believe, won. I think this was a medium safety car. If you were on mediums, you got the perfect length. You didn't waste your hards. Okay, no one was talking about you, oh Wizzy. I was talking about the people on softs, okay? You're cool though, sorry. The entire grid is here besides one car. It's Tripp. Tripp is in Sector 2 still. Let's check penalties. Riley has 6. Everyone else has 3. Nothing terrible. Ah, I'm being told Tripp paid off Marshall to crash so he can save his race. Dang. I didn't know you had money like that, Tripp. Tripp just race fixed it. That's crazy. He's gonna make everyone crash so that way they have no tires and he can win. Dang, that's genius, Tripp. What the heck? Shoot. Bro's Fernando Alonso. Okay, so Tripp is gonna catch up in Sector 2 probably. I don't see the Golden Callum special soft strategy working out for Emmanuel. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. I don't want to see Golden Callum near my tires. Bro's gonna put me on inters. However, I trust Golden Callum more than Ferrari. I definitely don't want to see Fernandez in my tires. So the safety car is for sure in this lap. In this lap, everybody's on similar tires besides two people. Emmanuel on the softs and Starnick on the old hards. Starnick is going to be the biggest roadblock to ever roadblock. If he does not get overtaken immediately into the last corner, I feel like he's just going to be like the most annoying blockade into turn 1. Because there's no way he has the same pace as like Riley and Brian on the new hards, right? But we'll see. Anything can happen. Starnick won a race like this, so let me be quiet. He has a strategy. And Kyle is off. He leads the pack. The safety car is in. And we're racing. Kyle's first, Max Burt second. Any changes in the back. Let's watch Starnick. Is he going to be able to defend into turn 1? He is able to. No cars close enough. No changes just yet. Starnick is the driver to watch. He is the driver who has the greatest potential of moving down, but he has to defend into the turn. He goes slightly wide. Brian catches up immediately. Can Brian dive bomb? It's a risky overtake in this corner. He stays behind. It's not worth it. Arc moves up against Shanks. I think he moved down earlier, so he's now done. Shanks moves down the P12. Starnick overtakes Riley. I was looking at the grid. Somehow Starnick moves up a position. That was not my bingo cards. Starnick up to P3. Riley's now the new cover. Riley's on the fresh hards though, but Riley made a mistake allowing Starnick to overtake immediately. Shanks is 12. P12, 5 seconds down, not looking good. Riley re-overtakes around the outside. The superior grip is giving him what he needs. He's going to back to P3 very easily. Starnick back down to P4. Brian is right on the back end of the Alpine. No DRS just yet, but the cornering might be. He takes a sniff, backs out of it. Max Vert's P1? Oh my gosh. Max Vert's P1. He's on the 4-lap old medium tires, meaning he's on the softer and quicker tires. Didn't even realize that. I was so enthralled. Brian gets that Starnick. Everything's happening. I'm not paying attention. Brian is up to P4. Max Burt is up to P1. Starnick is down to P5. Awizzy's P6. Shanks is in the pits for a fresh set of soft tires. I don't know what's happening. And Drew goes Awizzy. Through goes Emmanuel. Can Arc get the position too? Arc is further back than everyone else in this grid. He has to catch up a little bit. Starnick is struggling on the old hards. Not struggling per se, but he's just not at the same pace as the rest of them. Kyle takes fastest lap. Is he going to overtake into the first corner? He's close enough, but he backs out of it. Brian is P4. He's within P3's penalty. Can he catch up to P2? Brian is having a good recovery race so far. Wizzy's having a great recovery race. Ben P6. Emmanuel, who crashed in qualifying, is on the 5-lap old softs, was able to overtake the Alpine because he went off. Arc is catching up to the Alpine. 5/10 now. He has to wait till the main straight though. The McLaren runs wide, giving the position to the Haas of Trip. We're watching the V-Carb now. He is catching up to the Alpine. He's only holding back now to maintain a safe gap before the corners. Drew the final 2 hairpins now. We're going to see if an overtake is possible. But Kyle regains the lead from Maxper deep inside the turn 1. Kyle is now back into P1. Maxper P2. Moving back down. And both cars go into the pits. Arc has front wing damage, and Starnick has a penalty? What happened here? When did this occur? I stopped paying attention, and apparently the V-carb gets damaged, and Starnick pits for fresh set of tires. Don't know what happened there. Moving back up the grid, Brian loses time. 3 seconds down on Riley. Wizzy's catching up. Everyone's catching up. What happened? I need like a team of people to watch the race and only show me the good parts. Cause I think I missed it all. Let's move down to like this entertaining 3-driver train. Wizzy, Bentclip, Emmanuel. Emmanuel should not be near them. He has 6 lap old softs, but he's keeping up. Kyle takes a new fast lap, a 118.8. I need a replay of what happened between Starnick and Arc, because that was the next fight. All of a sudden, they're both in the pits. Starnick makes sense. I can only assume Arc hit him into the pit lane, and that's why he followed him in, but I do not know. Let's see. We are officially more than halfway through the race. Everyone clap. We did it. So, don't think much is going to happen now. The only situation I see, I know Emmanuel and Shinx have to pit in the next, like, 4 laps, honestly. Arc's on new hards, so Arc's probably going to go to the end. Starnick just pit off his hards to mediums, but he cannot finish the race from here. He has to pit again, as they're not going to last long enough. The McLaren... Trip and Emmanuel has to pit. Trip and Bentclip. Ooh, take the Shinx causing the yellow sector. Moving back up to our race leader, Kyle, in P1. 2-second gap now. 2.5-second gap. So, this is a pretty, this is a race of all time. This is for sure a race, and we are at this race, and we are present for the race. Nothing much is gonna happen, honestly. Oh. And into the wall goes Trip. Red front wing damage. Tires are on fire. No safety car. I'm very surprised. Do we see Shanks? Here we see Arc. I don't know why I said Shanks. Here we see Arc. Arc passes now. Shanks. And another yellow flag for Shanks. A lot of flags. The McLaren gets a 3-second penalty. Not gonna lie, not much to talk about. We have 15 laps to go. A couple trains, a couple independent cars, a clear winner at the time being. One DNF, honestly, less than I thought. A pretty static race when you exclude the one DNF. And Brian gets his first penalty, which is bad in terms of MaxPert. This means he's unable to take the position on penalties alone. But however, he's still good for Riley. However, he needs to decrease the gap, as it's too big for the time being. This is good for a Wizzy. However, he's a tad far, but it is possible. The tires. Tires seems to be the big one. And MaxPert comes into the pits now off the medium tires. This puts this puts Kyle into a position. Is Kyle gonna finish the race on his current tires? Is it possible? It's not good, but I think it's possible. Or is he gonna extend a little bit and then pit for mediums? However, this is gonna give MaxPert the opportunity to undercut him no matter how you take it. So MaxPert might have the better strategy. Can Kyle's pace overcome it? Riley's P2, 7 seconds down. He also has to pit. The top 3 have the same exact strategy besides anyone who decides to stay out, which I don't think is possible. Slightly interesting. Wizzy has the same strategy as MaxPert. He has to stay out. He stayed out a little bit longer. Ben with Kyle, MaxPert pit, Xenophi with Kyle. Starnick took his own strategy. Emmanuel did some I don't know. He did something. However, a failure of MaxPert's strategy is that he now has to get through traffic. No blue flags. He's on the same lap. Can he get past? He seems to be faster than Ben, but the DRS from both cars are going to make it difficult. If he gets stuck here, this is going to completely ruin the undercut. He needs to pass without damaging his car. The issue is MaxPert is faster than Ben, and he's faster than a Wizzy, but Ben has DRS. However, that did not matter, and he gets him. Owizzy does not have DRS, and Owizzy should be quick work for the faster car with the faster tires. He has to reduce risk, though. There's no point in crashing and ruining it all. He's probably going to wait until the main straight to guarantee the pass with zero risk. However, he has lost time with his interaction for sure. It's going to depend, is it enough or was it minuscule? We'll see. Moving it back to Golden Callum's yacht. Golden Callum has a nice yacht in I don't know where he lives. Let's just say, like, let's assume he lives in the UK. Let's name a random UK city. Let's assume Golden Callum lives at a random UK. Random city in the UK. Salford. Okay, so yeah. Golden Callum lives in Salford, the UK. He has a little yacht there. It's a pretty cool yacht, honestly. Golden plated interior. It gets really hot though because of it, but he likes to flex it. He pays for it with the ad money. So no, every cent from the ads goes to his yacht. He has parties on it sometimes. So Maxpert is able to pass both cars up to P4, 7 seconds down on Brian, who is 6 seconds down on Riley, who is 12 seconds down on Kyle. If you look at gap to leader, Maxpert is maybe, I actually don't know the pit loss time. We can look it up, I guess. So the pit loss time, according to Google, is 21 seconds, meaning Maxpert lost time fighting the two drivers ahead of him. As you can tell, Golden Callum has admitted he has a yacht in Salford. I don't even know how Salford, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know where it's at. No, you run the league to afford the gold lining on the yacht. You already had the yacht. The yacht was already yours. And Tripp retires from the session in the pit lanes, though. So, is no safety car. He retires in the pit lane. His car's probably going to come out the pit lane, because it always bugs out like that. Oh, maybe not, actually. A second retirement with no consequences. Oh, the Haas actually did come back out. It always does that. It's okay though, because it's gonna go soon, so it's what it is. It was in the pits at some point. To the leader, Maxpert's able to clear 3 seconds. There is a yellow sector. It's gone now. No safety car or virtual safety car, which would have ruined Maxpert's undercut. Maxpert still has the chance. We have 9 laps left. Is Kyle gonna pit in those 9 laps? I wanna raise. I want 6 cents an hour. Hungary was for sure a pick. It was a pick. I think a forced wet Hungary would have been fun. But I don't make the rules. I just commentate. As every lap that goes by, Kyle is kind of showing he's not going to pit. And we actually have his tire data. I mean, and by the looks of his tires, it's actually not bad. he actually has comparable tire data too. Not a good example. Yeah. Around the same tire data as Riley and Brian. So, nothing crazy. Maxpert lost time. A significant amount of time, actually. Maxpert lost 5 seconds. Which is not what he needs. He actually needs to catch up. What happened? Unless Kyle found some speed. Maxpert just lost 5 seconds. You can actually look at his lap. For the other sector one. Not great. Not great. So it's pretty much guaranteed that Kyle, Riley, and Brian are not going to pit. Maxpert pit. He's trying his best to make it worth it. Ben's probably going to follow suit and not pit. Emmanuel already pit. McLaren is not probably going to follow suit and not pit. Starnick, though, he's the outlier. I don't think he can stay out. He's the only one on mediums. He apparently... Wait, who had damage? What the heck? He has bad tire wear if they were hards. They're on mediums, though. Ben Clip pits. So Ben Clip does not follow the order. Ben Clip comes into the pits. So he's not going to follow Kyle. He's taking his own plan. He's going to come into the pits to take medium tires. 2.3 second pit stop. Like always. He takes fresh mediums. This brings everybody up. Almost everybody. I believe the last car who can pass him, it might be Arc. Arc does pass him. No, he doesn't. Arc runs a little bit wide. Arc almost passed him. Let me back up the grid. Ben Clip gets the penalty. Okay. Six laps to go. A leader who is not going to pit, and he has a 15-second gap. Brian makes it back onto the podium somehow. However, Maxpert has caught up to Brian. He has 11 lap pressure tires, and he goes into the grass. Maxpert has a high chance of passing Brian. Brian knows if he wants the podium, he needs to defend, but he needs to defend for 6 laps, which seems like a lot, but honestly, that just means he needs 6 corners, honestly. He needs to defend 6 corners 6 times. You can tell Maxpert is faster. He takes the corners better. However, you can't just drive through a car. We'll see. Maxpert might just have like the dramatic overspeed to pass. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. That, oh, okay, cool. That was more interesting than I thought, not gonna lie to you. That actually might have ruined Maxpert's exit. Onto the main straight, here we go. Maxpert's only 2/10 down. It honestly was not enough, I'm wrong. Maxpert has DRS, he has faster tires, he's probably burning the battery. They're going side by side into the turn 1. And Maxpert has the inside line. He does kind of get oversteer, which scrubs speed, but it's enough to take P3 away from Brian. And Ryan gets the penalty. Nothing serious. Kyle gets a 20-second gap from P2. Maxpert is catching up to Riley, but he is not catching up to Kyle. Kyle might have already won the race from turn 1 on lap 1. Maxpert gave it his all, and he did give us something to look forward to. So thank you, Maxpert. It's not over just yet. We have 4 laps to go. Brian is P4. Brian did give us a show too. Four laps to go. Three laps to go. Maxpert is a second down on Riley. He is trying his best to take back his second place. He only lost it in the pits. He has gained 7 seconds on Brian. Riley has already been caught up to. We're going to have probably 2 chances to pass. However, the way Maxpert is driving behind Riley, I do not think he needs the 2 chances. I think he's going to get him the moment they exit this corner. They're side by side already. He's already up the position. He gets the DRS already too. It's a done deal for Maxpert, who goes up to P2. Two laps to go. Formula Kyle is going to finish the race with 25 lap old hards in a 35 lap race. Fastest lap belongs to Maxpert. Now remember, for Kyle to win the entire championship, he needed to win the race with Brian scoring 0 points, and he needed to have fastest lap. Brian is scoring points, Maxpert has the fastest lap, and Kyle is winning the race. So he has one of the 3 qualifications. It is the big qualification, honestly, to win a race. And we are now on the final lap of the race. Kyle is in sector 1. In sector 2 now. He's going to lap the Ferrari of Owizzy soon. He might not even lap him. It's not worth it. It's up to him. And Owizzy. Don't want to random drive through penalty. And around outside goes Kyle. Here we can see his helmet. It is special. I believe it's the Lewis Hamilton helmet. Formula Kyle crosses the final corner. A new track, but not a new winner. Kyle wins the race in P1 from pole position. Maxbert could cross the line soon. Maxbert led the race for some time. Had a challenge, was unable to take the lead, but he is able to take home P2. Riley had an uneventful race, but he was faster than the rest and is able to take P3. Brian trying his best to hold on to P4. However, his penalty is going to drop him one position, and Emmanuel's going to take P4 away from them. Up to P. Dorito goes Emmanuel from the penalties. It is a Mercedes 1-3. Starnick gets a penalty in DNFs. Ben Clip. Starnick is going to finish P6. Shinks gets lapped. Owizzy gets lapped. Xenophi P7. Arc P8. Ben Clip is removed from the race. I think he crashes out. I don't know what happened. Kyle wins. Maxbert second, and his teammate who crashed in qualifying is able to take P3 after penalties are applied. Race winner Kyle. Fastest lap, Maxbert. Driver of the day, his teammate, Emmanuel. And most overtakes goes to Arc. 8-4, 8-4, teammate of Brian. Here is our final finishing order. We had 3 DNFs, Marshaller and Tripp. Ben Clip DNF'd, but he's technically classified because he finished on the lead lap. He honestly finished on the last corner, honestly. Very funny. Well, that was an interesting race with interesting moments and a pretty weird safety car. But it was a race of all time. Thank you for watching. Not much honestly happened, but you know, it was fun, I guess. See you next week at a better racetrack. I believe it's going to be, let me check. It is going to be Mexico. A track that's 80% straights. Let's go. Have a good day. Bye.